Ah. The Dreher is back. I've been talking to people around town, trying to learn as much as I can about this beast that is rumored to have been seen in these parts. In the old world, they called this thing the Servant, but the people here seem to have forgotten that name. Except the group calling themselves the Seeds of Redemption. They are something I did not expect, and they have made it clear that we want me to stay away from the Servant. They seem to worship it. But I'm getting distracted. My Dranthium supplies are low. I need more. I got you, dog. I'm the Dranthium master. Here you go. Most plants, says the Palliance, offer a small improvement of air quality, but the Palliance is in a class in its own. Sometimes called sweet breath, thanks to the freshness of the air in its vicinity. The many short leaves of this plant are thought to help filter toxins from the surrounding air. Love it. Some of these turn down. It's interesting, isn't it? Some of these do turn down. This is the one that I really want to identify. Looks like little balloons. Reuben Ward is back, looking worse for the wear. I crept around Blackcomb 2 nights ago in the pitch black. Maybe we should have visited. That eyebright is some potent stuff. I could see clear as day. Up on the fell, I found a shallow pit full of skulls. Some deer, fox, badger, and some human. There was an eerie silence about the place, and every part of me was screaming to get out of there. Back down on the flat, I heard a terrible noise, like an axe maker's whetstone, but unmistakably animal. High on the ridgeline, I saw a cowled woman wearing a jade mask, watching me, and beside her, something dark, inhuman, and bloody huge. I don't mind admitting that I'm out of my depth on this one. I'll need to speak to Verona again. While I'm here, I'll grab some wild coal for my pounding head. You'd have been out drinking too if you've seen what I did. I got you, dog. Wild coal. Midday horticulturist? Ta-da! Pretty good. Tony Darkness? Oh, I see. Tony hasn't streamed in a long time, Kid Duck. Like a year. Norwood. A bite of the crunchy root of this plant has the effect of a cold bucket of water thrown over the face. An unpleasant sensation accompanied by sharp focus. It's claimed that the Norwood releases spores that are visible to the naked eye, showing up only under unnatural light. I have 2 ideas. 1, we need to see the spores using this. 2, we need to see the spores using another plant, like golden light or the other fungus that throws off the light from it. Where'd that go? This one. As of yet unidentified. That's what I'm thinking. We have to figure out what that is, though. One thing that we know is that we've successfully identified wild coal. Which is positive. What was the thing called that we just got? Norwood? Crunchy root. You gotta try this, right? I doubt that this will do it. But you gotta try it. Aha! Look! There they go, dude. Can I do that down here? Look! Found you. How does this game manage to be the coolest so many times? I mean, I know I was excited for it, but like, it just keeps delivering. I mean, it's certainly some kind of spores. I know, right? It's like, thank you. There are moats. So helpful, the picture. But the description was key. Emily Costigan. Well, this looks like the right place. Leia? I don't want to have to traipse all the way over to Red Pike, so I'm hopeful you've got what I'm after. Red Pike, huh? So mountainous? It's a non-flowering plant with smallish leaves, and it seems to grow mostly on Red Pike. At least, that's the only place I've found it. Common troughs? Is that what you want? We could go over to Red Pike and check it. Despite being described as common, the troughs can in fact be quite tricky to find. However, it's known to grow in abundance on the slopes of Red Pike. No one knows why. Its leaves have been used for centuries as a balm against eye strain. I'm becoming a real horticulturist. I knew it right away. I didn't even look it up. It just went into the brain and then came out as plant. And that was cool. That was a good fit. That was a feeling of immersion. Verona Green is back, our occultist scholar. Poor Reuben. He looks a little worse for wear this morning. That's exactly what I said. He took it hard when his wife died and never did quite give up the drink. I think I know what ritual was performed at that stone circle. It all adds up. It was a summoning spell. Someone called to something across the void and tried to bring it here. And with the state of that body, all torn to shreds, I'd say they succeeded. And then the gilded dendra? That really got me thinking. I found this in Dr. Worthing's bestiary. A little light reading for you. Please be like 6 pages long. I'm headed to Grisdale Forest again. The Sisterhood will know more. Yeah, it's not short. Can you place an illuminated plant near the store plant? Yeah, I want to see if I can do that, right? Let's try. Not this one, at least. It's too bad. John the Dragon says, Teak, not to nitpick your methods, but what's the point of both the question mark and the purple label? Well, you know, it's redundancy. What if one of the labels spontaneously turned yellow in the light? What if the text got smudged? There is security in redundancy, John the Dragon. What if somebody else fell upon my horticultural establishment and they weren't perfectly familiar with my methods? They start to put it together, right? And maybe we decide there's a specific type of plant that really wants a purple label permanently for some reason. 3 colors is not that many. Sometimes we're using a question mark on red labels because we know it's dangerous, but we're not quite sure what it is. And so we just add all the information because it's only one keystroke. It gives me something to delete. The letter says, it has many names. Some call it the Woken Dendru, believing it to be related in some way to the deadly gilded dendra plant. We kind of made that connection. Others call it the Night Stalker, the Miasma, or the Dread, but the most common name for it in the Shires is the Servant. You'll have heard of it in children's songs such as Keep the Fire Burning and Servant and Master, and there are hints of it in the older stories, but nobody alive has seen it in the flesh. It is said that the dead ground northeast of Tebe were nothing but black digitatus mortis grows. Hands of the dead? Fingers of the dead? Was caused when the servant last walked our lands hundreds of years ago. Northeast, Tebe, dead land, dead fingers. The wide area of blackened ground here is known to the locals as Dead Man's Field. Dark mushrooms protrude from the soil like fingies reaching out from the grave.
Look at all these dead fingies.
Ugh. That's a hell of a plant. Cannot recommend. Digitatus mortis. It looks eerily like a ghostly hand. But is it dangerous? What was it? What do they call it? Dead man's hand? Something like this? Anyway. Progress. Yeah, we don't want that. Day's over already? Is that a real thing, Time Draws? Is it windy? There's a small amount of plant wind, that's right. I want to try exploring one more time. We have one more place to attempt to visit. We haven't done it yet. One, two, three. 1, 2. Now! All right. I give up on Meg. Wait. What if it's this island? Someday Spoon will be given more hints and clues, but not this day. Every day she attentively followed the teachings of the Arda. Every day she patiently performed the tasks given to her. Every day, thoughts of the book itched away at the back of her mind. Boogie woogie. Yeah, it's true. The librarian said she... Ah. A secret uncovered is a secret no more. 2 miles north of Foxfield. All I had to do was pull out my ghostometer. 1, 2. 3 ravens circle above 7 dentists, their caws and croaks cleaving the silence. An omen. I take what I came for and leave. Have I got some advice for you, little raven? Before you point your talons, you should know that I'm the man. I'm the man, and you're the man, and he's the man as well. So you can point your curvy talons at my horticulture. Maynard. It's quite easy to cut oneself on the jagged leaves, says this plant, as I have just found. That kind of looks like that one with the lots of petals. What was that called? It's not the Devil's Nightcap. Embersoul. Thought to have protective properties, sometimes given as an offering to various deities in return for sanctuary. Petals with long flowers. Watch out for the leaves. They're razor sharp. I mean, Don't know what to say. That's our plant. This is Embersoul. It needs no question mark. But it will be purple until confirmed. Ding! Super ominous. I know, the just empty card. I was like, whoa. One from your librarian friend today. Uh-oh. Doing. In reference to your question the other day about Long Meg, I'm afraid I do not have an answer, but Calder Abbey has a wealth of knowledge on local lore. If you ever go there, the monks will request a plant from you, but they won't tell you what they want. A sort of test. They've never allowed me in to look through their stacks. Wait, there's a plant that you're supposed to give to the people of Calder Abbey. I know this answer. Before we go, we'll look. I mean, they'll probably tell us what they're asking for. Just always worth scanning through, right? To see if there's anything that specifically mentions the Abbey. Calder Abbey, I think, was in the northwest. They won't tell you what they need. Sworn to secrecy? I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually Mary's breath. A plant to make sure that we'll be secret about what we find. It's not going to be a toxin. Okay, let's go. Calder Abbey. A small window opens within the much larger oak door. From the darkness within, a voice proclaims, "Only a friend may enter." Only a friend? Friend. Melon. Melon. One of the plants was given as a sign of friendship to the witches. Yeah, what was that one? We had to give it to the witches before. Fox button? An offering of fox button is considered by some to represent a contract of friendship between strangers. It's got like a tufty white flower. Yeah, baby. Boom. We had to, this was like a day 2 plant. This was like a day 2 plant. Sheep snap. The sheep snap is thought to bring good fortune when prepared correctly. The green seed pods of the sheep snap have a hard outer shell and sound hollow when tapped. To the south, they call this plant bulbs of Bayon. But more importantly, Calder Abbey. The hatch snaps shut and the oak door swings inward slowly without a sound. I'm ushered in by a man wearing a plain brown robe. He nods silently when I ask about Long Meg and leads me through the abbey to a small library filled with scrolls and books. Without a word, he pauses for a moment, surveying, before selecting a scroll and handing it to me. Regarding Long Meg, There is a stone circle north of Undermere. According to local legend, some hundreds, perhaps even thousands of years ago, a witch known as Long Meg lived nearby, along with her daughters. They were wild, godless people who practiced evil magic until one night they went too far, and Meg and her daughters were turned to stone. The tall stone that stands apart from the main circle is called Long Meg by the locals. Freaking Long Meg. Now listen. I've had about enough of your nonsense, Long Meg. We were in the total wrong side of the map. We were looking at mountains and rivers. Nessie? North of Undermere, it's going to be the Daughter's Stone Circle. The tall one is Long Meg. It stands alone. And we need to go south by 3, 2, and east by 2. Rivers, forests, plains. The river is in its youth here. I love that. Flowing swiftly through the rocks with a melodic gurgle. Among the tall grasses that line the riverbank is a much more unusual looking flower. And we have a name for it. It's golden light. Or at least, that's what the mother said. Red flowers, soft leaves. Cool. We've still not seen anything from our attempt at creating Balok's elixir. We've put the things together that we're pretty sure make it, but perhaps there's some more secret, right? Slowly lost her mind after taking Balok's and staring at a blank wall for 12 hours. What if this is a code? Is it a random order? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0? No, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2? It's changing order, I swear. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so tempted for that to be a secret, but maybe it'll just come back up. Maybe someone will say, I'm making Balok's elixir and we have to give them all 3 plants or something. Verona Green is back, occult scholar. The Sisterhood are trying my patience again. If the old Arda were around, but she's not. They've kept secrets for hundreds of years. If ever there was a time to share them, it's now. They know of a way to defeat this servant, some ritual or weapon or something, but their stubborn pride won't bring them to ask for help. It's the Arduina's gift. We have the plant. It's the Caubry. Caubry? Caw. Yeah, we have the thing we need. Well, I won't sit idly by and do nothing. I'd better have a little chat with this new Arda, and I think I'll take some Mountainous Story with me. Mountainous Story? Ah, so that you'll feel confident. I respect that. But hold up, I think I have your plant. Caldery. Where'd I put it? Here. That might be what we need to beat this servant. We need Arduina's gift. That's what the psychic said. Anyway, you can have your book plant. Take it. Run with it. Oh, wow. The long Meg is real. Oh, thanks for sharing, Srab. That's cool. I'll read that post-stream. Yeah, I think some of this stuff is real places. I mean, it did specifically say England. Yo, nice advice, Colin. That's awesome. Gunfire's so fun. I need to go back and play more and do all the, whatever, the Eclipse difficulty or whatever it's called in that game. Maybe we just stare at a blank wall for 12 hours? 6-5 up down 4-3 is what the order looks like to me on the desk. That could be what it is, right? It's just numbers and then up and down. I feel like there's another code there, right, BG? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Good night, advice, Colin. New book entry, Weeping Bell, which maybe we just picked up. A plant that is believed by many to lead to gold. You'll have about as much luck searching for the end of a rainbow. The soft frilled leaves can soothe insect bites and stings. It's also known as golden light and sometimes fool's hope. Weeping Bell. We literally just got this.
We are a genius.
Soft leaves. Soothe insect bites. Okay, we're now fairly sure. So, Weeping Bell, Golden Light, Fool's Hope. I like when they have this many names. It makes them really exciting to look at up here on my horticultural establishment. Who next? Thomas Green, he of the strange head. I have finished the designs you asked me to work on. Be very careful unwrapping these. Some of the glasswork is quite delicate, and I've taken great care transporting them. What? My lab equipment is finally here. I'll now be able to brew elixirs using ingredients from my plants. They added in a new game to my game? I did not anticipate this. We're finna make Baylocks, baby. But it's with a bunch of spooky stuff. We have to be careful. Made from the crushed petals of 3 distinctive plants. Potent aid to memory. Ensure they retain important information. But you must be careful. Stare at a blank wall, and you will never forget that information. Okay, so. Eyebright. Unknown plant number 1. Unknown plant number 2. Master Brewer is the Steam achievement that I just achieved. And we have retrieved an elixir. As of yet unlabeled, we're going to label it because we think this is Baylocks. Question mark. I kind of enjoy the idea that we might start organizing plants based on the elixirs that they make. And hey, we got a check mark. That means we achieved. I've been hoping to have that outcome.
Meow.
Is it worth it to spyglass or glow grass your customers? Yeah, sure, why not? Especially the freaky ones. The new Arda wouldn't like me being here, but the forest is in danger. I spoke with Verona Green earlier. It's bad. If the Dendru has awoken, then it will come for us. You must place an offering at the altar of Arduina. I'm miles ahead of you, dog. I'm ready. You just tell me where to go. Okay, we can play this game. Now, the question is this actually going to line up this time? As I'm looking at it, I'm not fully convinced that it will. Oh, it could. That's not bad. We need to go to the altar of the Arduino, but they're usually in Grisdale Forest. Right. They're in Grisdale. So it's going to be here, and it's just zoomed in. And it's telling us where it is. Got it. River. Mountain. Mountain. Establishment. Establishment. And we need to go here, which is just south of the... Yeah. Aki. It seems Beth has been able to keep her fellow sisters away from this part of the forest, for now, at least. The trees are thick here. Old, too. The altar seems to belong here. As much a part of the forest as the gnarled trunks and twisting roots. I must place an offering to the goddess Arduina. There's two choices. We can offer Ember Soul. Thought to have protective properties, it's sometimes given as an offering to various deities in return for sanctuaries. And we know that one, it's here. But we could also give Cauldry, which is specific to Arduina. Uses of Cauldry are not well known. Some say it has applications in dark magic, but this author has neither found substance nor specifics to back up those claims. Those who worship the huntress, Arduina, place the flower as an offering to ensure a successful hunt. It grows from a thin stem with small leaves. So this is so fascinating, right? Because one of them gives protection. But the other ensures a successful hunt. I feel like that's much more proactive. And I do think that we want to hunt this servant. Can you closer examine the elixir? That's a really good question that I didn't think to look. Pale blue liquid. Okay, cool. So maybe some of them will give you information, right, Spambo? About the color, about some bubbling or something. Do we want to hunt the servant and just hide from it? Well, one of the beautiful things about playing video games is that you can be bolder than you might usually be. And I think that this is Cauldry. I believe it's so hard that I'm going to try. I'm glad we got that right. I would have been embarrassed in front of my friends otherwise. Offered a new recipe? Identification. There's no we're not making these plants, we're just identifying them. For Evulum. Bacusis palustris. The scent it produces is considered overpowering by some, but it's said to stimulate the senses and rejuvenate aching bones. It has many short, pretty leaves. Short, pretty, shiny. Give, shiny. Many short, pretty leaves? Who dat? Who dat? Who next? Natalie Cooper. I'm being harassed by loonies, shouting about the redemption, saying they're going to set it free, whatever the hell that means. The servant. Well, they can take their seeds of whatever, woken something or other nonsense, and stick it where the sun doesn't shine. Oh, don't worry. They're going to sick it on the whole country. I'm not joining their damn cult. I just want to tend my garden in peace. I'm looking for some larkshine to drive them away if they come round again. That's the one with the thorny seed pods. And we identified it in short order. This is pretty mean. You're going to cause them great pain. But I think you know that. Lyle of Neptune, Boletus veritum. Also called truth-sayer, this plant will force a person to tell the truth when eaten. The sparsely petaled pale flowers give off a strong scent. What was that called? Lyle of Neptune. Thank you. This is throwing me off. Veritum I recognize as being etymologically consistent with truth, right? Veritas. But Boletus? Twitch chat, isn't a bolete a mushroom? Isn't a bolete like a family of fungus? But I think that this is supposed to be a plant that we're identifying here. Pale flowers. Okay. Does Boletus mean serum? I think it's a fungus, yo. And thus I am confused. Is there a note in the... Oh! Oh! Astute eye. How did you notice that? This is why I can only play games when I have 200 close friends to play them with me. Patterson's Guide to Fatal Fungi and Their Antidotes. The spring wax cap, sometimes fatal, can be cured, usually, by taking hop heart boiled in vinegar. We have hop heart. We have hop heart. And I'm pretty sure it's this. No, that's worryless. Which one's hop heart? Oh no. It's gotten to that stage. Hop heart. Pawn shop. Mount cap. Don't stop. Ah. This flower. Firm leaves. Blue flowers. Can't lose, right? Why do you know that, Teak? I don't know. I used to be kind of a science. I've always been kind of interested in things that grow and walk. And I used to be kind of a science. Sunset Mount Cap, generally not fatal in small doses. Use crushed leaves from sour bandy to cure, which we don't own. Bishop's Parasol, often fatal, can be remedied using the sap from lemon dandy. For real? Wait, often fatal? The fluid can be a treatment, but the Bishop's Parasol itself is fatal. You're moving over here. Yeah, Sunset Mount Cap we knew. Spring Wax Cap we haven't identified yet, and I don't think I have the identification for it. Copper Caledonian, often fatal, no known cure. It's not a fungus. Maybe it's the spores that they call. Farmer's Worry, often fatal. An antidote can be made using Royal Gentian. Cool. But we still haven't necessarily identified which one is Farmer's Worry. Because nothing really looks like Farmer's Worry. Like, it kind of looks like this. At least the picture. But the picture depicts the root system. Oh, day's over already? Wow, we're kind of cruising. We did identify the orange. Thank you. I should update that. I appreciate you. Those are meter heights of mountains, Twitch chat. 902, 803. That's about what I expect to find in the upper section. In time, she learned that the sisterhood had secrets. Or had she always known that? Had she come to them by chance, or had she sought them out deliberately? She wasn't sure. But by now she knew what she wanted, and she'd do anything to get it.